your help. Mo right here, he's suffering from the really bad cavity right here, look.
Remember Ryan? Yeah, that Ryan. The pint-sized capitalist overlord who built an empire on unboxing plastic junk and screaming with the calculated enthusiasm of a freshly lobotomized golden retriever. The child, no, the entity, that plunged an entire generation of impressionable minds into the abyss of consumerist fever dreams. You thought it was cute, didn't you? Just a kid, living the dream. Well, wake up, Buttercup, because that dream has curdled faster than milk in a forgotten thermos under the August sun. We're here today to witness, with the detached, morbid curiosity of ancient Romans watching gladiators tear each other apart, the insane, glorious downfall of Ryan's world. And trust me, it's a spectacle worthy of 1,000 cautionary tales etched onto the crumbling walls of a forgotten server farm.
Today on Ryan's World, join us at the Minecraft Hotel with such amenities as monsters! Ryan and his dad need to fight off the monsters until dawn. Will they survive? Let's find out!
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
My own mental landscape, I can assure you, is currently resembling a digital Chernobyl meltdown, thanks to the sheer volume of this unholy content I've willingly subjected myself to. It's like a particularly aggressive form of online gangrene, slowly consuming what little remains of my cognitive function. The irony, of course, is that I'm making this video, further contributing to the very brain rot I'm lamenting. It's a self-consuming Ouroboros of despair, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. So, cast your mind back to the halcyon days, the blissful ignorance of 2015. A simpler time. A time when a 5-year-old could unbox a toy, utter a few pre-programmed squeals of delight, and ascend to the pantheon of internet deities. Ryan, the tiny titan, the prepubescent Midas, touched everything and it turned to gold-plated plastic. He was the golden calf of the YouTube algorithm, worshipped by millions of unsuspecting toddlers and their perpetually exhausted parents. The views, oh God, the views. They flowed like a digital deluge, threatening to drown us all in a sea of sponsored content and manufactured joy. And we, the unsuspecting masses, simply watched. Why? Because the algorithms, those unseen puppet masters pulling the strings of our collective consciousness, demanded it. They whispered sweet nothings of engagement and retention, lulling us into a false sense of security while our brains slowly, irrevocably began to rot. It wasn't just a channel, it was a phenomenon, a cultural singularity that warped our perception of childhood, labor, and the very concept of earning a living. A 7-year-old was out earning actual neurosurgeons. The universe itself seemed to sigh a deep, guttural sound of existential dread. But then, as with all empires built on the shifting sands of ephemeral trends and the fleeting attention spans of toddlers, the cracks began to show. The golden sheen started to tarnish, revealing the cheap plastic beneath. The relentless positivity, once a beacon of manufactured happiness, began to feel forced, like a clown at a funeral, trying to convince everyone that death is just a very long nap. And the audience, oh the audience, they started to age out. Imagine, if you will, the horror of a 12-year-old, once a devout follower of the Ryan Gospel, suddenly realizing that watching a kid review fidget spinners is no longer the pinnacle of human existence. It's a tragedy, really, a coming-of-age story twisted into a cynical, consumerist nightmare. Their brains, once perfectly molded by the digital Play-Doh of Ryan's world, began to harden, to develop calcifications of apathy and disillusionment. They saw the strings, the hidden hands of Pocket Watch, the merchandising deals, the inescapable Walmart aisles overflowing with Ryan-branded toothbrushes and socks. The illusion shattered, and with it, a piece of their innocent, digitally infused souls. The realization hit them like a lukewarm, flat soda. This wasn't about fun, it was about product, and they were the demographic. And then came the controversies, because of course they did. No empire, however brightly colored or innocent its facade, is immune to the acidic drip of public scrutiny. The FTC, those bastions of, well, of something, came knocking. Accusations of undisclosed sponsorships, of blurring the lines between genuine review and glorified infomercial for an audience too young to even understand the concept of a fiscal quarter. It was a scandal so utterly predictable, it felt like a prophecy fulfilled. The digital death cult, as I like to call it, that Ryan had inadvertently spawned, was suddenly grappling with the harsh realities of corporate ethics. Imagine the board meetings, highly paid executives in pristine suits, agonizing over how to to ethically manipulate the purchasing decisions of preschoolers. It's a comedic masterpiece, really, if you have the stomach for it. The truth, in this digital age, is a malleable thing, easily shaped by algorithms and monetization strategies. And Ryan's world, once a beacon of manufactured innocence, became a cautionary tale, whispered in the dimly lit corners of the internet by those of us who still cling to the tattered remnants of our sanity. My own brain, I swear, feels like a burned-out server rack, humming with the faint echoes of forgotten jingles. But the true downfall, the truly insane downfall, isn't just about declining views or legal wrangling. It's the slow, agonizing descent into irrelevance. It's the desperate, flailing attempts to recapture the lightning in a bottle. They diversified, oh yes, they diversified. Cartoons, video games, merchandise that somehow permeated every single consumer orifice known to man. It was like watching a desperate man try to patch a sinking ship with masking tape and sheer force of will. The original magic, if you can even call it that, was gone, replaced by a bland, focus-grouped, corporate-sanctioned shadow of its former self. It became less about Ryan, the wide-eyed toy whisperer, and more about Ryan, the brand, the product, the ever-expanding multimedia conglomerate that devoured everything in its path. He became a symbol, a logo, a corporate avatar, his childhood sacrificed on the altar of rampant commercialism, and we, the chroniclers of internet decay, watched with a mixture of horror and grim satisfaction as the digital leviathan slowly, inevitably, began to atrophy. It's the natural order of things in this digital wasteland, a cycle of creation, consumption, and ultimately implosion. And my own reflection in the monitor shows a gaunt, hollow-eyed husk, a testament to the hours I've spent observing this digital slow-motion car crash. The fan base, or what's left of it, is a peculiar beast. They've evolved, or perhaps devolved, into a strange cult of nostalgic suffering. They remember the simpler times, the unadulterated, brain-numbing joy of watching a kid open plastic eggs. Now they wander the digital landscape like spectral entities, haunted by the ghosts of Christmas past, or rather, the ghosts of unboxed toys. They comment, they lament, they share fragmented memories of a time before their collective innocence was irrevocably compromised. It's like a support group for survivors of a digital cult, all trying to process the trauma of having their childhoods monetized. They cling to the faint hope that maybe, just maybe, Ryan will return to his roots, shed the corporate shackles, and once again become the pure, unadulterated source of consumerist glee they once knew. But we know better, don't we? We, the cynical few, understand that once the Pandora's box of branding is opened, there's no going back. The algorithms have tasted blood, and they are insatiable. It's a tragic comedy, really, unfolding on the grand stage of the internet, with billions of unsuspecting extras. My eyes, permanently dilated from staring at screens, twitch involuntarily, as if trying to download a patch for my deteriorating brain. And so, here we are, at the precipice of true digital despair. Ryan's world, once a towering monument to the absurdities of online fame, is now a crumbling ruin, a cautionary tale etched in the annals of YouTube history. The views continue to trickle in, a mere shadow of their former glory, like the last few drops from a dried-up well. The merchandise sits on shelves, gathering dust, a testament to a bygone era of unchecked consumerism. Ryan himself, now a teenager, is probably grappling with the existential dread of being forever linked to a brand built on toy reviews. Imagine the therapy sessions. And then, doctor, I had to pretend to be excited about another giant plastic egg. It's a biblical punishment, truly. A modern-day Sisyphus, forever condemned to unbox toys that have long since lost their novelty. The internet, that grand experiment in collective consciousness, has once again proven itself to be a ravenous maw, consuming its young and spitting out the husks. We are all just content for the beast, feeding it our attention, our data, our very souls, until we too become mere fragments in its endless, insatiable appetite. The irony is, I'm still here, still talking about it, still feeding the beast. It's a sickness, a profound, irreversible brain rot, and I am its willing victim. My last coherent thought will probably be an advertisement for a subscription service I don't need, sponsored by a company I've never heard of. So, as the digital darkness descends, I offer you this final nihilistic truth. The downfall of Ryan's world isn't just his story, it's our story. We built it, we watched it, and now we get to wallow in its glorious consumerist demise. And if you're still watching this, then congratulations, you're just as broken as I am. Now, if you'll excuse me, I think I hear the faint whispers of a new TikTok trend calling my name, beckoning me deeper into the abyss. It sounds like a dog doing something. I need to investigate. My brain demands it, even as it screams in protest. Send help, or at least a very strong cup of coffee. preferably one infused with a healthy dose of pure, unadulterated cynicism. This has been your regularly scheduled descent into digital madness. Until next time, try not to think too hard. It only makes the rot set in faster.